Buongiorno, ci rivediamo insomma dopo 5 anni, perché insomma ci eravamo incontrati proprio qui in Yag Rubicam per una tua visita nel 2010 e si discorreva di come bisogna rimanere sempre connessi al nuovo, con lo share a diventare o a sembrare un trend in divenire. Oggi tutto è cambiato. E il ruolo della creatività?
Always be connected and look to the future. Actually, nothing much has changed. I know we met about 5 years ago, right? And we were talking about that 5 years ago. That hasn't changed. It's actually expanded even more, right? Everything's connected now. Screens are more connected than certainly they were 5 years ago. We have data to prove that when people are watching content, and that content can be cinema or television, they have another screen with them, and they're interconnecting different screens all the time. So nothing much has changed, except it's expanded. Facebook now has got a bigger population on it every day than the population of China, right? Huge, and it's become a very, very important platform. What has changed is it's above the line, it's below the line, it's online, it's offline, it's, digital, it's not digital. That's all changed. I think the only people that really speak like that are us. People out there are connected all the time. They have information at their fingertips all the time. They're sharing opinions, they're sharing films all the time. What we have to learn, though, is how to use that. So, for instance, on Facebook, right? Facebook, most of their content is consumed on handheld device, on a phone, right? 90% of it is. Now, most of it is consumed silently, right? So you're in a meeting, or you're on a bus, or you're in a car, or you jump onto your Facebook, you scroll through. Most of the content is consumed silently. So a lot of content on Facebook that is shared is film, right? So now, as an advertiser, I've got to go, okay, film is now being consumed silently. How can I create content around that, right? So as these new platforms are developed, and as these new platforms become more and more important, and as these new platforms evolve, it's up to us, it's up to our creative community, our advertising community, to be on top of that. And advertising has always demanded people who are naturally inquisitive, and who are inquisitive about human behavior. That hasn't changed. In fact, we need more of those people now than ever before.
Visto che insomma si è appena concluso Cannes, guardando ai contenuti poi della creatività, abbiamo visto dei progetti in cui è difficile poi capire qual è la disciplina trainante, perché i confini si mescolano, ma soprattutto che vogliono fare del bene alla società, cioè entrano tra la gente e parlano di servizi effettivi, di prodotti reali che danno e che migliorano la vita. Sei d'accordo che questo sarà un trend, insomma è un trend che proseguirà anche nel futuro?
I do agree with that, actually. Brands have to be like people. Good people look after communities. Good people help people that are less privileged than they are. Good people give back, right? And brands have to do the same. And brands are very powerful because they're global. They can really affect global change. Governments are very local, and sometimes very caught up in themselves. Brands can go past borders, past continents, and really affect change. Millennials really expect brands to do that. They don't expect brands to be perfect, because nobody is perfect, and brands certainly aren't perfect. But they do expect brands to be caring and to try and do the right thing and to help. And if you can connect an idea to the brand's purpose, that's when you have something really powerful. We created actually a Grand Prix idea for Vodafone in Turkey. And this app that we developed, you'll never hear the name of it, and you'll never see the name of it because it's hidden. And it was created as a tool for women to use when they are being abused at home. And there is a culture of women in that country. The culture is to hide things and to possibly not confront things. And that came from our planners, right? The truth that they discovered. So we created this app that connects to 3 of their close personal friends. And it's hidden as an app for something else. When they activate the app sends an SOS to 3 of their personal friends, who then either alert the authorities or come over and just knock on the door, because often that helps. The app was hidden in content. It was hidden in female-based content. We used bloggers who would, for instance, create a film about applying makeup. And 3/4 way through the film, then the real reason for the film would be revealed. And there was an extraordinary amount of women that adopted this. You'll have to correct, I think the figures are around about 25% of all women who have mobile devices downloaded the app, and half of them used it. So here is Vodafone, a large corporation, right, doing something really powerful and good for the community. But it's still connected to their purpose of connectivity, and is a very powerful idea.
Giustamente hai nominato il progetto Vodafone, ma guardando insomma al network Young Rubicam, sei stato soddisfatto di come vi si è comportato a questo Cannes?
I am, because every year we get better. We won 89 Lions this year across most of the categories, I think by 1 or 2. And we won 10 golds and a Grand Prix. And that's good. It's a good 25% up on last year, which is a good 10% up on the year before. So every year we've improved, little bit by little bit by little bit. It's kind of constant improvement. But what I am delighted about is that 28 of our agencies contributed this year. 28 of our agencies contributed Lions, and another 16 of our agencies contributed shortlists. So it really shows that our creative bench around the world is really strong. It shows that we have officers around the planet that are very focused on the quality of their work. And for me, I think that's important for a client, especially a client that wants a global agency on their side. So many people don't care about the work. We really care about the work. It's an enormous focus for us. So having 28 agencies plus another 16 agencies, in the game at Cannes is something that I'm very proud of.
E della sede italiana come la valutate, come la valuti?
Our Italian headquarters here is a phenomenal place. Vicky is a good friend of mine. We've actually just promoted him to chairman as well. And it's an agency that is the most powerful agency in the country. And it's an agency where you come to and you have strong expertise in whatever your desire may be, whether it's social, whether it's branding, whether it's data, whether it's PR. You know, we have it all under one roof, which is important for clients because they're often dealing with many different agencies of different strengths, and these agencies all compete against each other. And no matter how well they may be perceived to be playing together, they really are in it to drive their own revenue. So clients can come to this agency and they can truly get an agency that's focused on their growth and not focused on the individual company's growth. It has a very strong reputation. It does some terrific work. Vicky is on our global creative board. He's also just been asked to sit on the European Facebook Creative Council. So that's really important too, because you know, it'll give our clients here kind of direct, you know, into you know, direct information into the latest and greatest usage of Facebook and how that's kind of evolving. So, you know, I love coming here. You know, Milano is a wonderful city and the people are passionate and it's a terrific agency.
A proposito di Vicky, Gitto è diventato anche presidente della Young Rubicon qui in Italia. Secondo te, insomma, è importante che direttori creativi, personaggi creativi assumano dei ruoli, tra virgolette, istituzionali nelle agenzie?
Well, it's all about talent, right? It's all about who's the best person for the job. It's all about who can you know, connect everyone together and who will do that in the best possible way. And Vicky was the natural choice for us. He's a creative guy, and you know, I understand that in Italy that's unusual, but we have many creative people around the planet who are presidents of the companies, who are chairmen of the company. It's something not unusual to us, because really it's about who's the best person for the job. And we are a creative company after all. I think the natural kind of flow of leadership in a lot of agencies is from the account management side, because you know, they're used to managing things. They're used to managing budgets, managing clients, managing people. So that is a kind of natural flow into leadership of an agency. But on the other side, and creative people do the same thing, right? They start off as creative people, art directors, copywriters, flash designers, whatever it is, and then they move into more of a kind of management role. Then they go from creating ideas to managing the ideas, and then managing the expectation of the clients. We love it when our creative people have direct contact with clients, you know, because clients want that. They want to be able to pick up the phone and speak directly to the creative person. So for me, I find it just a strange question, because both have natural kind of flows into leadership positions of agencies, and it's something that we do all the time.
Se non fossi diventato, insomma, uno dei creativi più importanti al mondo, cosa avresti fatto nella vita?
Well, I've always wanted to be a rock star. You know, and in fact, my first love was music. I grew up playing in bands, and you know, I kind of went through the punk thing and the new romantic thing, and I actually was a professional musician for a while. I never really studied advertising. I never studied anything. I hated school, so the sooner I could get out of school, the better. And then actually what happened to me is in South Africa you get drafted into the army. So I spent 2 years in the army, and then kind of came out of the army and trying to get back into the music business, and had kind of just lost the momentum. And I kind of realized that I wasn't as good as I thought I was. So best I get a real job. So I kind of looked around and went, oh, this advertising thing seems to be a lot of fun. Maybe you should give that a go. So That's how I started in advertising.
La prossima volta, che spero sarà tra meno di 5 anni, vogliamo vederti con un microfono in mano, vogliamo ascoltarti.
I have a very bad voice, so you're not going to hear that.